Hey guys, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hey Jamie. Hi Catherine. Dee. Great. I'm having a few technical difficulties, but we're going to run with it like it is. All of a sudden, my stuff jumped windows, and I don't know why it jumped a window, but it did. It looks like it may have straightened itself out now, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I do apologize. Hey, hopefully you guys can see me now. Okay, hurry back, Dee. Hi, Nance. Yay! The sound is low, but you can hear me. Let me see if I can adjust the volume. Is that any better? You can't hear anything, Kathy? Okay, great. Wonderful. Hey, Wanda. Hi, Kathy. Sharon. Great, great, great. Are we getting a bunch of buffering or is it working? Thank you, Linda. Hey, Levada or Levada. I don't mean to slaughter your name. If I look like I'm looking up, I am, guys, because the chat is up there beside you guys, so it stays on screen on the playback. So it may look like I'm looking up in the air, but I'm not really. I'm looking at my second monitor. Okay, great. I thought that we would have some fun with this today. I'm going to switch over to Design Space, and hopefully this will work for you guys. We're going to play a game called Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. And whoever gets this question right when we ask it is going to win the box that I put together tonight and all the goodies that I stuff into it. Does that sound like fun for you guys? It says it's offline for you. Thanks, Catherine. Go ahead and refresh, Kathy. I'll wait on the question game. We'll give everybody a few minutes to get here since I was running a few minutes late with technical difficulties. I'll have to figure out what that is. It just fixed itself on its own. It did it on its own and it fixed it on its own. So, hey, Hilltop. Yeah, there may be some internet issues. They supposedly have mine fixed, but I don't know because AT&T just vanishes. They're here, they're working, then they're gone, and I get no feedback, nothing. They don't tell me anything, and that was the way they left me 2 days in a row. So I'm just hoping that it's working well. I'm going to give Kathy another minute and see if she got refreshed. I see Catherine. I know Jamie's here. How about Sue and Tina? Did Tina make it? Good, Sharon. That's fantastic. All right, I'm going to switch over to Design Space and we're going to play. You haven't seen Sue yet, Jamie? Okay. She may be busy. She didn't say if she was going to be able to make it or not. If she did, I missed it because I was doing things. Hi, Sheila. Okay, let me transition over. And this is going to be our winner winner chicken dinner game. I'm going to ask a question, and then I'm going to reveal some multiple choice questions. And when you think you have the answer, don't put it in. Don't say anything. And I'm going to do a countdown, 3, 2, 1. And after I say 1 or enter 1, I'm going to enter it in chat. And once I enter that 1 in chat, whoever is the first one with the correct answer is going to win the box that I make tonight and all the goodies in it. Because I'm going to stuff goodies in it before I send it to you guys. Hey, Sue. There she is. She made it.
My web search turns.
My Siri is going off here. They hear me talking and they're saying stuff. Hi, Linda. Yay. Good, Kathy. I'm glad you made it back. Okay. I'm about to reveal the question on Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. And like I said, when I put 3, 2, 1 into chat, the first one with the correct answer is going to win the box that I make tonight. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, you guys give me a thumbs up on that video so that we can get some likes and get some people in here. Okay, the question is, which of these 4 images cannot be flattened? Okay, hold your answers. Everybody hold your answers. A, because it contains a welded image in it. B, because everything is attached. C, because it has writing on it. Or D, because it has everything grouped. And I'll let you guys look at these for a minute, and I'm not going to click on any of the images because that will give the answer away. But when you think that you have it, the first one to answer correctly is going to win that. So you get set, 3, 2, 1, and you guys can answer. Yay, Linda! Linda is the winner. It's because it has writing in it. Linda is our winner. Linda, I'll need you to send me your address so that I can send you the box tomorrow. Well, it may be Monday because I have a funeral to attend tomorrow. But yes, A can be flattened. Even though I have a welded image back there, I took this and I welded it, and then I put some writing on top of it. I can still select that, and I can still flatten it for a print and cut. So a welded image has nothing to do with flattening, okay? And this is just a little refresher. So welded images, they're good to go. This one, all I did was attach everything. I can detach it and flatten it and get my colors back. But when we attach, it all turns one color because it's all paper clipped together there. But I can still flatten that. Doesn't look like much when I print it, but I can flatten it. So that was kind of tricky. It could still be flattened. And then you have C, and it can't be flattened. We have no flattened lit up over here, and the reason that it's not is because that I love you has been changed to writing. If I change it back to regular, then all of a sudden I can flatten it. So whenever you're doing that, make sure that if you are wanting it to write on there rather than the way that I've done it, then you need to come in here and select your image, flatten it, then change your font to whatever font that you want, and then change it to a writing style. Let me arrange and move that to the front. And then you would attach. The writing has to be changed to a cut for you to flatten it. You can still have it right on there, but you have to flatten first because it's going to send it to Design Space. It's going to print it, then you're going to cut it, then the Cricut's going to come back and write on it. So, just so you guys know, because there were a lot of questions about flattening this week, so I thought I would, since we had gone over some things in Design Space, and flatten was one of them, I would throw that in there. Okay, let me go to my projects and we'll get started on the Valentine's box. You haven't, Sheila? I like to flatten. It's a lot of fun, especially with the images that have like 5 or 6 layers, several layers. To me, it's a lot of fun to flatten those, and that way my card isn't real bulky and I don't have a lot of teeny tiny pieces to deal with. Hey Pam. Hey Jen. Jen is here from Crafty Crafty for all of you UK based people. She has a group and she's UK based. I know Jan Papadopoulos is over there with her as well. So you guys can go over there and check them out too. Yes, Sue, it would be cut off when I did the print and cut. I didn't put it completely on there. I was just showing that they had to attach it. Yeah, when you put your writing on there, after you've flattened, make sure it's completely on your image, because if not, it's going to get cut off. Okay, I hope everybody got their projects and got everything together, because we're going to go and we're going to do this project together. I'm going to get rid of these instructions that I had left with you guys. I am going to minimize to try to get this on the screen so that you guys can see it. I hope you can still see that. Everybody see it okay? It looks like everybody can see the images all right on my side. Excuse me. Okay, so the assignment was to get all of your things together and to choose either the purple heart or the pink heart. We're going to go over how we do both of them, and to pick a sentiment. And I'm using these two on the bottom for mine. You're going to follow the exact same steps that I'm doing, no matter which one you picked. If you picked the purple heart and the bottom sentiment, or anything, whatever combination you picked, it's going to be the same. Okay? Well, it's nice to have you here, B. Nance. I'm not sure what your first name is, and I've got a B. Wiggins in there too, so I'll try to learn everybody's names as we do more lives. And I'm glad you all have joined me. I'm just going to get rid of the purple heart, but if you guys chose that one, don't worry. And I'm going to get rid of this because I'm not going to be using it. But you are going to do the exact same things that I'm doing with this one, okay? The first thing you're going to do is ungroup everything that we have up here with our box. And I am just going to drag a box around the rest of it, and I'm going to group it back just so it's manageable and I can move it out of my way. And if anybody gets slowed down or you need me to slow up, just let me know. Yeah, Sheila, please try to learn how to flatten things. And if you get stuck, just ask in Facebook groups. We'll all help you with that. And you guys make sure you show us your screenshots so that we can help you a lot faster and a lot easier. If we can see this layers panel over here in your screenshot, we know exactly what to look for in there. And if it's long like this one, you may need to give us a couple of screenshots to show us everything in the layers panel. But once you've got all of that ready and you've got this, you're going to select the lid. This is the lid. And you're going to come down here at the bottom and detach. And that may be cut off on the screen for you guys because, like I said, I had some technical difficulties. And it didn't want to let me size. I will try to do that if it will let me. Give me just a second. I'm going to try to size that up for you guys to get the whole thing in the window. Because it wanted to be difficult for me tonight. Yeah, it's not wanting to cooperate. I will fix it. It was fixed, and all of a sudden, I don't know if it has to do with my power went out and the internet issues that I had, but they had me all messed up. What are you looking for in Design Space? Can somebody give the link? Let me see if I can copy it and get it in here. It may let me. There you go. You want to click on that and open it, Binance. That's what we're working on right now. That's the file. If anybody gets behind, just let me know and I'll go back or I'll slow down for you guys. First thing you want to do is come down here to the bottom of your layers panel in the bottom bar and detach. We want to move those score lines out of the way. Just for now. We're going to arrange and we're going to move your heart to the front. And you're going to select both the heart and the lid and you're going to align center. And then click on your score lines again and move them to the front and bring them over. And we're just going to put them in place to make sure that our heart is sized inside the score lines. You don't want to cut outside the score lines here. So that's what we're trying to avoid. And if you need to make adjustments, then of course click on the heart and adjust it down a little bit to the size you want. You may want a big heart with a big piece of acetate in there, or you may want yours a little bit smaller. It's totally up to you. You can make it exactly like I have. If you're using the pink heart, you can see up here at the top what size I have it. And then we're just going to select our score lines and move them out of the way again. We just use those for a guide to make sure that we are in the right spot before we cut our box top up. Then you're going to select them both and we're going to slice. And you can use any shape you want to use. You do not have to use a heart. This is the same box with the square cut out that we've been putting the names into. It's the exact same box. We're just doing a shape for Valentines. Now you can get rid of your slice pieces. You won't need those again. And just keep your score lines over here to the right. Then you're going to bring in your sentiment. And you want to put your sentiment in there where you can read it. And see, mine's not touching over here on this side, but it is on this side. If you want that, that's fine and good. You can do that. I am going to arrange and move my box to the back so that I can select this and play with it without having to get that box every time. But I am just going to stretch this until it touches on this side and this side. You can rotate this. You can put it in there any way you want to put it in with either one of the sentiments that you picked. Is everybody with me so far? Does anybody need me to slow down or change anything? If so, just type in caps or get my attention. Sue, Catherine's, Jamie's, they're all here to help. Once you have that sized and it's where you want it and how you want it to appear in the box, you're going to come over to the layers panel at the top and you're going to ungroup. And once you ungroup, you're going to bring This is your top piece of that, and then the bottom piece. You're going to bring those out of the way. Then you're going to select both, and you're going to come down to the bottom. Beside slice, you see weld, and you're going to weld that in there. Okay, Sheila, type in your search bar design.cricut.com/#design/ and then those numbers 807-34724 right there at the top. In case some of you don't know, this is all you need. This number right here at the top is the only thing you need to open up any file that has been made public. You're not going to see whatever anybody has on their computer. It's not going to affect anything. It's just going to open it up. You cannot make changes to their design because it's going to make you save it in order to do anything. And at that point you're saving it to your account, and it's not touching anybody's account at all, no matter when you do that. So making them public, you don't have to worry about anybody seeing anything on your computer. They're not going to see anything. Thank you, Catherine. But that's all you need right there. You need this link and that number, and you can open up any file as long as you have that number, and it is a public file. Okay, now that we have that, we're going to bring our score lines back over, and I'm just going to select them all. I'm going to align, center. I'm going to come back down to the bottom next to where weld was, and I'm going to attach my score lines back on the box lid. And I think I made mine go to the back. Let me undo mine and bring them forward. Yep, they're on the back. Arrange, move it to the back. Now let's select them, align, center, and attach. Now we should be able to see them. All right, now this project is ready to cut. I'm going to be cutting this lid out of red Cricut cardstock. And I'm going to ungroup this just so we can go over the pieces with you guys. This is going to be cut out of red glitter Cricut cardstock. This is going to be cut out of white glitter Cricut cardstock, and I made it a different color than the box bottom because I didn't want it to try to cut out of the same material because I'm using a different material. If you are using Cricut cardstock or some other cardstock to do your box bottom, this piece is a reinforcement piece just to give it some oomph down in the bottom, because if you start putting some things in there and it gets heavy, it can make your box collapse when you're trying to use it and gift give and hand it off. It can make your box twist and fall. So this is if you're not using Cricut craft board, which is what I'm using. If you're using Cricut poster board or craft board or anything equivalent to that, you probably don't need this piece. And that's what I'm using, so I'm getting rid of that piece. If you're using the same thing, you can do that as well. This is your acetate, and I'm cutting this out of the Cricut. I haven't decided. I have a piece of pastel here, and I have some with stars on it. I haven't decided which one to use yet. But you're going to need your acetate piece. And this is just a frame, and I'm cutting it out of a second piece of red. If you don't want that frame, you can skip it and save a sheet of paper, but I'll use this inside for other things. I like to put my acetate at the back of my box, and then I like to put this over just to give the inside lid a finished look when they take it off. You do not have to have that piece if you don't want it. If you want to save a sheet of paper, then go for it. Is everybody with me so far? Everybody got their box sized and sliced, and you got your sentiment welded in up there? If you do, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to switch over to the project camera, and we're going to begin cutting and putting the box together at this point. Make sure that once you've done all of that, that you click save and save your image. I'm going to do a save as on this because I shared that file and I don't want to mess anybody up that wanted the blank file. Yay! If you have any questions, Nance, just ask and we'll help you guys that are a little bit behind on doing that. We'll help you while I switch over to the project camera and we'll go ahead and start cutting. So let's go ahead and transition over. Brandy, okay, that's Nance is Brandy. I'm getting there. Okay, and here's all of my projects. I have everything in a box that I laid everything out except my mat. I had to grab a mat. I forgot to get that. So I'm going to be using the maker, and I've just powered mine on. Be glad you guys can't smell this thing. Woo! It's strong. So if I start slurring my words and stuff like that, you know that the scent got to me here. So I am hitting make it on my project. And we're going to start cutting. How many of you are using a maker? How many of you are using an Explore series? Type in chat and tell me what you're using. This is a new mat, so I'm not going to press too hard on mine. They are a little bit strong smelling, Jen. They are. And you can go in any order that you want, however yours comes up on your screen. Mine came up with my white glitter piece first, but I'm not doing mine that way. I'm cutting the box top first. Yay, Wanda! Congrats. And now I have to connect my machine. And I am on USB tonight instead of Bluetooth. And I'm selecting medium cardstock. And I am not going to go in fast mode, and I'm going to tell you why. Because of all of those curves and stuff, it probably won't hurt anything. But I have found when I have little bitty holes and things like that, that I don't want to go into fast mode. While that's cutting. Guys, this box is in the Make It Now projects. This is the rose box with the topper. They did theirs with a patterned bottom. I made this yesterday while my internet was out. I used my phone to cut portions of it while my internet was down because I had saved the project offline so that I could cut or recut anything that I messed up, which is a good thing because those were my first roses and I messed up quite a few. Is everybody cutting? That everybody's got their machines cutting? You guys must have them cutting. You're watching, Sue? I'll let you watch the chat and answer their questions while I'm distracted by watching the maker. And in case you guys didn't know, your Cricut cardstock is solid core. There's no white edges. That's why it's one of my favorites. It cuts well. Right now they're out of the red. I have been trying to get some navy blue for 6 months. I can't get any navy blue. Oh yeah, Jamie, I know you've had a mess going on there. My husband is painting the wall behind mine, so all of the nail holes that I put in it trying to hang my shelves. And I don't think that mine cut through. I think I need a new blade, guys. I'm going to have to recut my page. I don't know about you guys. But I think I wore out my blade yesterday on pearl paper. And for any of you guys who don't know how to change your blade, you just depress. We went over that on the last video, and pull that blade out. If it didn't cut through on medium cardstock, there we go. Let me replace that. And I'm just going to cut that again. Maybe I'll go on fast mode now. Had to go back to that page. I hate when that happens. Okay. Yeah, Brandy, if you have any questions about the sizing, just let us know. And let me recut that page. I could probably get this out of there. It almost cut through, just in places, and I just don't want to have to fight it. So what other projects are you guys working on? Anybody working on anything? Shirts, cups? Oh yeah, we're cutting now. And while that's cutting, I am going to get my next mat ready. This one is slightly used for my pearl paper. All right. Much better, yay! Yeah, you'll know. A lot of people want to know when you have to change blades. That's how you know. And let's see, what's my next mat? That's I like the blue mats for cardstock and for vinyl, except the stainless vinyl. I like a green mat for that. You didn't know there was storage in the Maker Hilltop? Oh yeah, they have. It's a deeper than the Explorers. You don't have to play Tetris to get all your tools to fit in there. But I have some little wall plaques over here that have um, they have like mason jars on them, and I have all my tools in that, and I just put all my blades in there. I keep all my blades there. And I am just setting these to the side. Next, it wants my craft board. And if you guys know me, and the box says, I am in love with the Cricut craft board. And I probably should be putting this on a green mat, but I'm going to give it a go. Because it's so heavy. And we're just going to hope that it doesn't get pulled off. And I'm going to change my material. That's the only thing with the Maker. Sometimes I forget to change my materials. And I am looking for craft board. There we go. And I'm going to select that one and done. And let's see if I'm going to be lucky tonight with it. Yes, Brandy, they're the stainless foil vinyl. I don't know if you can see that. I have it in the red, the black, silver, the blue. I've had that on this cup since late March, early April of last year. And I wash it not by hand like it's recommended or like the manufacturer recommended on my cup. I throw it in the dishwasher 3 or 4 times a week. High heat dry, top rack, bottom rack, wherever it fits. And high heat dry, and it's staying on. The only places that it's coming off, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's almost like a little hairs. It's very fine, very intricate, and it's not breaking off, but it did lift, but any vinyl would because it's very thin, and the coloring is coming off the cup itself, but the adhesive foil, it's staying. It's adhesive foil stainless is how it's listed, I believe, at Cricut.com. I'm sure that Sue or somebody there has a link for it as well, or Catherine. Oh, Kathy, I'm so sorry. I just had to do 5. Go over to the cards and Cuddlebugs. I put the cards in there. I think they're also in the other 2 groups. I had to do 5 of them this week. Nobody ever wants to do them, but sometimes we just have to. Look how well that cut. I'm happy with that. Trash can over here. And my next piece is going to be my acetate. Let's see, which one do you guys like? I have the stars, and I can put them gold up or silver up. And then I have this light pink pastel with the geometric. I think I like this one. It's very subtle. I think I'm going to go with that. And I cut mine with the plastic down. Your Cricut acetate has a plastic liner on it. I hope you guys can see that. And I cut that down on the mat. Get my backup craft board there. I have never seen where they said to cut this in a different manner, but I have better luck when I cut it with the plastic peel-off liner to the back. Load that mat, and we're going to change to acetate. The acetate that they have is awesome. It's nice and thick and heavy, very durable, and it's pretty. They have all sorts. They have the metallic foils, they have the pastel foils, but you can see that's pretty thick. This is a sheet that I've been pulling the plastic back to show people on. Now I can't get it to pull back up. It's all wrinkly where I've pulled it up several times. Get a corner on it and I'll show you guys again. But yeah, it's just got a liner on there. And then I just peel it up. That's how easy it is. Keeps it from getting scratched. Turns out pretty. And now let's cut our red glitter. I'm using a scrap that I have here, guys. I've already been cutting on this one. No need to waste it. And I'm changing over to the glitter cardstock Cricut brand. And since this is a new blade, I'm not doing anything with my pressures. I'm leaving them all on default. I did put the liner side to the mat, Brandy. I did. Hi, Joni. We're almost done cutting. We've got, I think, some white glitter cardstock to cut, and then we'll be done. I'm going to use my scraper here and scrape off. You guys don't have one of these large scrapers. I don't know how I got by with the little one for so long. I love that. I don't ever use the little one anymore. I'm glad I'm off camera putting this white glitter on there because you guys would have just laughed at that. For some reason, I can't get the cardstock on the mat straight. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it if I'm on camera. That was so crooked before. It was like, I don't know how I did that. And now, this is the last cut piece. So you guys should be about through cutting, those of you who are doing it with us. I love the way this stuff cuts. It doesn't shed. Cut just like butter. I just peeled that right off. Perfect. Cut perfectly. How many of you are actually cutting with me and are putting your project together with me tonight? I mean, it's cool if you guys are just watching. I wanted to make sure that we got through. I went through that on how to put the sentiment in and slice out of the top and everything. You're just watching, Brandy? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. You can learn a lot by watching how we put them together and things like that. You'll get there, Catherine. Okay, and that's the last one. Just going to flip it over and pull my mat back. This is the new one. Might need my spatula for this one. On these delicate pieces, you don't want to tear them. You want to get them off the mat in one piece. And since this is a new mat, it's not seasoned yet. There we go. A little piece in there. Perfect. All right. Now we're ready to assemble. I'm just going to close this up so we have more viewing area on camera. Okay. I am going to set the top to the side, and let's start with the bottom. Does anybody need, Brandy, I'm going to start doing them at least once a week. At least once a week. So I have the bottom of the box, and I am folding each one of these tabs in on each side, and then I fold them back out. And then along the score lines for each side, the long pieces. And I do not use a bone folder on these because if you press too hard on this heavy craft board, it kind of breaks the bond, and I don't like to break that if I can avoid it. It gives that cracked look, and I don't like that cracked look if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, and that's basically the box. Now, if you're using tape runner, that's fine. I'm going to use art glitter glue. Amazon sells this, Blitzy, I think May, and I sell it in my Etsy shop. I just don't sell it right now because of the cold weather. It can't be shipped. Well, it can, but you have to have all the special packaging and things like that, and it's very costly, and so I just choose not to do that in the winter. But I am just gluing those tabs to the inside, and I'm going to hold them till they take hold. If you're using a ATG gun, then you just want to glue those tabs down. Make sure you keep your box square. I'm just going to hold this till it gets a good grip. And the same on the other side. You guys can see that I'm trying to stay in camera. My flaps are getting in my way. This box is really quick and easy. It's not a lot to putting it together. The first time you do it, it looks kind of complicated, but once you've done a couple of them, they get really fast. No, Hilltop, it does not. It does not warp the paper. You can use it on vellum. It's the only thing I've found that really dries absolutely 100% clear. And I even use it on acetate. You can see it a little bit through the acetate, but it's crystal clear, but you can still see it. But that's why I always do the finishing piece, because you're going to see anything on this. Anything you put on it, you're going to see it. But this is less noticeable than anything. I mean, that's basically already dry. I mean, before I load it down, I would give it a few minutes, but it's basically dry. If I tried to pull it apart now, it would tear the paper. I will start shipping as soon as probably end of February, first part of March. I will start shipping it again. Now, if you used a regular cardstock and didn't use the craft, you'll want to glue in your liner piece. I did not cut that piece because I'm using heavy cardstock and I didn't need it. I'm just going to set that to the side. And now is when I like to fold the top up, but I'm not going to do my tabs. I'm just going to get a line on the top. I'm going to leave those tabs unfolded there. And I'm just folding on all the score lines. Whatever way that you're used to folding, I'm folding with the top down, so I'm valley folding. If you're folding the other way, you're mountain folding. But everything's going to what will be the inside of the box. Be very careful when you get near the edges of your openings. You don't want to bend up your cardstock there. Okay, and then I'm going to put that flat down, and this is where I like to put my acetate in. And I need to see which colors. The pink is up. Oh, it looks the same on these. On the metallics, it's silver on one side and gold on the other. And I'm just running a bead of glue around the inside of my score lines. And I probably missed, but nope, that was good. And then I'm just going to press down, and I'm messy. Get the glue here. But I'm just going to press down that acetate and get that bead of glue going. And then I'm just going to run another bead on top of the acetate. To hold down this frame to give it that finished look. And if you get a little glue off the side, if you're using art glitter glue like I am, it's going to dry clear so you won't see it. And I'm just going to press that down really good. Some people like to put glue on the back of that, but because I put the acetate in here, I did not do that. So I didn't go around these edges and things like that when I do shapes, because you'll see it through the acetate. So I just kind of do the edges. And then I'm going to come over and fold these, giving that glue just a little bit of time to dry while I put these together. And then you can decide if you want, oh, I lost my eye. I have to find that. I lost the dot to my eye on both of them. Do I want to put the red one on or not? What do you guys think? Put the red on or just leave the red completely off? I think I'm liking that. Sometimes less is more. I think I like that. Now you can glue that down, or if you have a creative station, it's a handy dandy tool to have. And if you'll notice, I'm going to have to cut that out. My frame, I forgot when I cut my heart out that the frame was going to be in there. And I got too close to this edge. So I'm going to cut that out before I send it to Linda. I'm going to fix it. But I'm just going to run this through my creative station to make a sticker out of it, because that's easier for me and less time consuming. And you can get these on Blitsy, guys, on HSN, several places. And it just turns it into a sticker for you. Just run it through. And then you can get the edge of it. Throw the sticky part away. I am going to run my glue eraser over this before I even peel it off, so I don't get all those glue edges. And then we're just going to lay it on there. And I've still got some glue right there. I'll clean those up. And that's basically, guys, all there is to doing this box. I'm going to go through before, Linda, I promise I'm going to clean this up before I send it to you. I'm just not going to do it all on camera, just for time purposes. And I'm going to, that side didn't get it, but this side did, and it's because of where my punch was. Let's see. If I can get it to unstick. Yay, I did. I'm going to have to recenter this. Almost. I almost got it out of there. I'll clean it up with a little bit of an X-Acto knife. But the lid is going to go together just like the bottom of the box did. Those tabs to the inside, keeping it square. This art glitter glue dries really fast on the Cricut cardstock. It takes a little longer on the heavier papers. And guys, don't use this on the Cricut foil. It will make it bubble. It will go down. It takes it about 48 hours to dissipate, but it makes it kind of lumpy and bumpy, but it's because there's a coating on one side that is not on the other. So I prefer to use tapes for that. And that's all there is to making this box, guys. There you go. Yeah, it does. That is called a, I think it's a gum eraser. It or adhesive eraser. That's what they call it. It's a adhesive eraser, and it's just a little piece of rubber, and you just go in and it just picks up all of the adhesive that's in between that you don't rub out good when you're doing things like this and you get in a hurry like I did. It helps you pick all that up and get it out of there. I agree with you, Jen. I like just the white on there. I think the red was just a little too much. It didn't show up as well. But you know what? I'll use that on something else. So it won't go to waste. Okay. And then you can just kind of stuff the box with some goodies. So Linda's getting her some little bit of candies. I think I can fit that popcorn in there. I don't know. I may have to do that separate. But I'm going to send you some markers too, Linda. It may not be completely full, but I will get you some goodies in this box and send them over to you. Some of them may have to go separately. There we go. That works. Maybe I'll throw some little filling things in there too. But Linda won the goodie box, and that's what she's going to get shipped out to her. So, did anybody have any questions that we didn't cover? Is everybody ready for winner chicken dinner on the next one? So study up on your design space questions because we're going to do winner chicken dinner for whatever it is that we're making on all of our project tutorials. But you guys are going to have to earn it by answering questions. Oh, thank you for joining, Andrea. I want to thank everybody that joined us and everybody that made the project. Make sure that you post your photos for your project in the group, and I'm going to finish doctoring mine up and everything before I send it out to Linda. She was our winner tonight. So again, just to recap, when can you not flatten an image? The pastel acetate? Sure, let me grab, well, this is the Bejeweled. It looks like this. You get 4 different ones and 4 different, or is it 6 different? 12 sheets, 3 patterns and 4 colors on the Bejeweled. And it's got like a purple, a pink, an aqua, and a blue. And then you get the grid and the dots and the triangles or party hats. I hope that's showing up. You guys can see it. I love this stuff. It also comes in a metallic pack that has the black with the silver on the back side of it. It has the gold with the silver on the back and silver with the, I forget what the other color is on the back. I'd have to look at the pack. But they have that one. It's the metallics, and then you have the pastels. I don't know if I can find it right off, Jen. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. I forgot I'm organized now. I threw a piece of metallic in there, so ignore that. But it comes the same way. 4 colors, 3 patterns, 12 sheets in each pack. And this has got like a really pale, pearly, they're kind of a pearl color. You've got the yellow and the green and the pink and the blue. But they're like a pearl color. You're welcome. I appreciate that, Kathy. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, and I hope that I can keep going and inspiring you guys. Brenda, I had two in there. One said Happy Valentine's Day, and one said To My Valentine. They both work the same way. You size them both the same way until they're touching. Everything's the same. You can change any shape and any sentiment that you want on that box and make it anything you want, from a square to put a name in. You just need to have two layers. You can have three, but you just need two layers, one layer being a little larger than the other. And I kind of like mine to be a little bit bigger, but I like this, the way that this one turned out. All right, guys, I appreciate you joining me, and I'll see you guys on the next live. I plan to go live next Wednesday for, we're just going to chat around the map. We're just going to ask questions. Hilltop, you can support me. I have a PayPal tips link in the groups on the pinned post at the very bottom. And I also have super chats there. I don't know if they're available. You might be able to see those right there below the chat line. But those are a couple of ways you can support me. And using my links, if you use my shopping links to shop for your Cricut products, that supports the entire group. That allows me to give you guys giveaways. We gave away a cuddle bug in December. In January, we gave oh, thank you, Brenda. We gave away a Easy Press in January, and I still don't know what we're giving away in February yet. But shopping the links helps support the groups so that I can do giveaways and buy products, because I do buy extra product just so that I can make files, because it takes a lot of paper to test and make sure that these files work for you guys. Thank you for the super chat, Brenda. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Does anybody else have any more questions tonight on the box, or any design space questions that we can answer for you quickly? I'm going to switch back over off the project and onto me so that you guys can see me. I'm back. There we are. Y'all might see a blue reflection on my eyeglasses. These are my computer glasses, so I can see without the glare. Thank you. Thank you. Right, you cannot undo a weld. Well, weld is, it's there. Oh, great, Jen. And I hope that you're getting better. I'm sending warm wishes your way, hoping that you get better quick. All right, guys. Like I said, I plan to go live Wednesday. I'm going to try for 7:30 again. I'm going to take a little poll in the room and see if that time is good for everybody, because that kind of hits the West Coast at around 4:30, and it gives everybody time to get everything ready. It gives them time before their dinner and things of that nature, and everybody else is like after dinner. So I'm going to shoot for 7:30 or either 8 o'clock, whatever is best for everybody. And so we'll see you guys on the next one. The next one is just going to be going over design space issues. Maybe we'll cover fonts, uploading and downloading, and character maps. So a lot of people were having questions on character maps. So we'll just see. We'll play it by ear and see what everybody wants to go over. So I think next week will be just up in the air, whatever you want to talk about, whatever problems or things that, whatever design space questions you need answered. We'll just cover that this week. That way we can get into figuring out what project we want to do come Friday. So for right now, that's what we're planning, Wednesdays and Fridays. Thank you, Miriam. You guys have a wonderful night. We'll see you later. Thanks for joining me.